Villa's first home draw in the FA Cup for 6 years has attracted their biggest crowd of the season. And their supporters at the Holt End are wondering whether Villa can make it 4 major trophies in just 3 seasons. While at the Luton End, over 10,000 Wolves fans are hoping their side can extend an unbeaten run of 11 matches, nobody relishing the atmosphere more than Andy Gray, who made his name at Villa Park, but who on his last visit here was sent off in a League Cup tie. And the man who replaced him as Villa's centre-forward, Peter Withe, is a former Wolves player, so the 2 number 9s should set the fans arguing today. All Villa's players have recovered from the bruises delivered by Barcelona. They're unchanged, with Andy Blair at number 6, still deputising for Dennis Mortimer. But for Wolves, Wayne Clarke is out with a back injury, so 19-year-old Dale Rudge plays his very first FA Cup tie in a Wolves side which, besides Gray, includes 2 other Aston Villa old boys, goalkeeper John Burridge and number 4 Gordon Smith. Tony Barton, manager of Aston Villa for under a year, has already won the European Cup and the European Super Cup. Now, what about the FA Cup, the Villa fans are asking. There's one distinction nobody can ever take away from Keith Hackett. He refereed the 100th FA Cup final, and indeed the replay. And Wolves, who were beaten 4 times by Aston Villa last season, twice in the League and twice in the League Cup, are playing from right to left in the old gold and black, and Andy Gray goes up for his first tussle with Ken McNaught, the Villa captain. And Gray has come to the near post with a chest control. Eves! Mel Eves, the top scorer for Wolves this season with 14. He's got twice as many as Andy Gray. But Gray believes in his Wolves colours he makes more goals now than he did at Villa Park, where he felt he was an out-and-out scorer. The combination there in the first minute looked effective for Wolves. Well, those Wolves supporters, it's almost a home match for them, just down the motorway. They must be pleased with the way their team have started here. Good length on the kick from Nigel Spink. Headed back by Palmer. Into Cowans by Matthews. And into Humphrey by Morley, who appealed for hands. Keith Hackett was well positioned, and Wolves can come away with Gordon Smith. 4 Wolves players forward. 5 now. Steaming down the left, Jeff Palmer. In early, meant for Andy Gray. Eves coming in. Gray, Hibbett. It might run for Rudge. The sheer speed of that Wolves attack caught Aston Villa by surprise. Wolves had so many players forward when Hibbett won the ball in midfield. Palmer made the extra man, and there were plenty in the box as well. And the run of the ball didn't quite favour young Dale Rudge, number 8. Bremner. Who was nearly on the end of that was Dale Rudge. With Shaw. Shaw again, with off the post and in. Peter Withe scores his first goal of 1983, and so simple. A series of ricochets off Wolves players. I think Rudge at the end there couldn't quite control it. Shaw was in. Withe got a chance to shoot with his left foot to the left of Burridge, off the post and in. So in the battle of the centre forwards, Peter Withe is the first to strike. It's his first goal since the 29th of December. And it puts the First Division side in the lead. Stems a very promising opening by Wolves. Gray to Smith. Well won back by Rudge. Here's Hibbett. And it was Williams who brought the ball away, and Morley scooting off to the left to make the width. Referee will penalise Mick Matthews for a foul on Gary Williams. Allan Evans is making his way forward for Aston Villa. Andy Gray has had to go back to look after him. And Withe wins another one. Gary Shaw is up. Knocked back in by Blair. Morley was waiting for the ball to come to him. Humphrey got in first. It's a very good ball by Humphrey to Gray. And it's a good run by Mel Eves. Hibbett on the far side. Eves on his own. Had to really do that. It was a good move, that, by Wolves, and it went back almost 30 years to the long ball days of the Stan Cullis era. A very good ball played from the right back position by John Humphrey out to Andy Gray. Lofted on beautifully for Mel Eves, who'd made the run into space. You can't be more direct than that, except perhaps with the final shot. Bremner. Williams. Good running by Bremner. Villa are moving well. Shaw's come to the near post. Withe is further over. Header out was by Dodd. Oh, given away by Palmer to Williams. Withe far side, sets it up for Tony Morley, whose shot was blocked by John Humphrey. Hibbett. And now trying to release Gray. Oh, there are some good touches from Aston Villa now. This is Shaw. Out on the left is Morley. Gibson's in the attack here. Away by Dodd. Only as far as Gibson, who miskicks and tries again. Morley to Shaw. Morley. Blair. Well played by Blair. Oh, difficult for Burridge. I think it hit the outside of the angle of post and bar from Andy Blair. He was very tight there when he tried to cut the ball back, and it hit the outside of the frame of the goal. It's the Midlands' very own extravaganza, this cut tie. Created so much interest all week. Here's Hibbett for Wolves. Matthew is coming to the near post. Williams in the way, and away by Blair. Oh, Gray is up with Spink and he beat him. Rudge is in there. It might have run on, first of all, for Eves, but he had to turn and find Humphrey. And that's not very convincing from him. John Pender made it. Rudge. Just a moment there of vintage Andy Gray. The way he got up and beat the goalkeeper in the jump to flick the ball on. Hibbett. And again, a very good kick by the goalkeeper, forcing Dodd to play the ball out in order to stop Gary Shaw. Here's Blair. Williams. Cowans. Withe to Blair. Gibson. Good positioning by him and a good effort too. Burridge got down to that one. And looking at that shot as he went down to his left, he'll only be wishing that he could have got down to the earlier one from Peter Withe. It was heading for the similar corner, that one from Colin Gibson. Withe comes in and a diving header out by Mel Eves. Aston Villa have some heavy armoury at corner kicks. While Gary Shaw hovers around the goal line, there are some six-footers waiting there to come in a crowd. Evans, Withe and McNaught, with Bremner in attendance. And away by Palmer, not the kind of corner that the big men would appreciate. But they might appreciate a long throw from Allan Evans. Well, Withe went down under challenge from Gray, in by Evans, McNaught, and over. Andy Gray came over the top of Peter Withe initially, knocked back in by Evans. McNaught had the final header. There's been some progressive football from the second division side, even though they end the half a goal down, and on the play maybe a shade unlucky Wolves to find themselves in that position. Peter Withe was the scorer after 21 minutes, and John Burridge, back in old pastures, unable to get down quickly enough, and his record of 15 clean sheets in 28 matches dented as Aston Villa lead at half-time. Well, these two clubs have had an FA Cup tradition going back many, many years, although in recent seasons not so strong. Aston Villa last won the trophy in '57, Wolves not since 1960. Shaw couldn't reach that. Back by Palmer. Now, can Gray here get the better of Evans? Came off Eves last, and Humphrey plays it back, and how well he's performed. It's a feeling that this might be one of the best emerging right-backs in the country. He's played like that today, John Humphrey. And apart from a touch like that, Morley hasn't been in the action. However, that may change. Williams, Eves, Rudge, Hibbett. Oh, what a good piece of play. Eves for Wolves. And they can't find the final pass. That's what's eluded them. Pender. Can they find it this time? Rudge. And the Wolves supporters have turned Villa Park into something resembling Molineux. They've made themselves heard stronger and louder at times than the home supporters, and Smith on the far side gets ahead to it. And the crowd figure at Villa Park this afternoon, easily the best of the season. 43,121, just 5,000 below a full house. Evans on, Morley with... Oh, and Morley was only inches away from making contact. And Withe is well aware of that. Hit it with his left foot. Well, you might say it was meant as a shot, but it was nearly a pass to Tony Morley. Palmer. Gray. It's about now maybe that Aston Villa will be feeling the effects of playing two strenuous cup ties this week. Hibbett crosses. Gibson's header was not good. It's Andy Gray who should have done better. That was the chance maybe that he may look back on with some regret. Morley. Gibson. And Blair. Trying to chip the goalkeeper. That was an astute effort by Andy Blair, but I just wonder at the other end a moment ago whether we saw Wolves' best opportunity. Andy Gray, honest man that he is, may say after the match that he should have scored. Certainly he should have got some meat into the shot, because it was a poor header by Gibson and Gray didn't make proper contact. Blair. Shaw! No! Well played by Alan Dodd. Give the defender credit. Bremner. Blair, who supplied that last pass, now he's looking for Williams. But Villa tucked so many goals in on the near post thanks to Gary Shaw that Wolves there will thank Alan Dodd. It was Blair's cross, Shaw was in the right place, but Dodd was also there to challenge and put Shaw off. Oh, what a good ball that was. But Wolves are so quick to hunt down the man in possession that what looked like a good ball, in fact, didn't give Gordon Cowans quite the chance he wanted. Free kick to Wolves, taken quickly. Is this their last chance? Palmer. There goes Gray, and Spink may have just been caught by Gray's foot. The delay can only help Aston Villa because time is on their side. Cut tie that brought the Midlands to its feet. Tony Barton shakes hands with Graham Hawkins, whose second division team did him proud, except perhaps with the final pass. And Peter Withe scores the goal that takes Aston Villa into the fifth round and consoles John Burridge, and also applauds the fans. Aston Villa, league champions 2 years ago, European champions last year, Super Cup winners a few days ago. Are Tony Barton's team on their way to Wembley? Well, whether they are or not, the Midlands certainly responded to